everyone, welcome back to our channel, Better Together. I'm Dan.
And I'm Ra.
And this is part 2 of what we wish we knew when we were younger. So if you haven't seen part 1, we'll link it down below for you so you can go and check that out if you're interested. In today's video, we're touching on what we wish we knew about beauty and skincare, finance, budgeting, that sort of thing.
And last week you said you were going to touch on like learning how to not compare yourself to others.
Oh yeah.
And how that, you know, can happen even at this age, how we might still be guilty of comparing ourselves even though we're over 25. And that it's natural, it happens to everyone, but
yeah. So we'll touch on all of that. So if you're interested, stick around. So let's start with budgeting.
Okay.
All right, so
Get the boring finances and the number crunching out of the way.
Yeah.
I suppose what I wish I knew when I was younger when it came to, maybe not budgeting, but when it came to finance, is that I didn't use it as such a disposable income. I wish I really understood the meaning of a dollar and maybe had some kind of strategy for using it wisely rather than in my pocket, spend it at the shops, eat it, and then it's gone.
Yeah.
I guess that comes down to what we were saying last week about when you're young, you're kind of living in the moment. You're not thinking about where your next paycheck's coming from. You're kind of assuming that it's coming. You don't think you're going to lose your job. You don't think, you know.
You get caught up in enjoying your money and like the freedom that it gives you to a certain extent. You kind of get carried away.
Yeah.
I think, I mean, I was guilty of that. The amount of times I heard, make sure you save a little bit every week, and I never did.
Yeah.
I had intentions to. I was like, yeah, that's a great idea. And then, you know, the money would show up in my account and I'd be like, oh, I can buy this top and I can get this dinner and I can, you know, go out with my friends and, oh my goodness, you just get caught up.
And then when you look back on it, like, again, like we were saying last week, this isn't a video about like regrets or we wish that we were somewhere else now than what we are. And that comes into it where we're like, don't regret living our lives like that at the time, because it builds your character. You learn about money, the lack of money, or using it wisely from your own mistakes.
Yeah.
You just get to a certain point where you're like, oh, I wish I'd, you know,
Yeah.
that's 15 years I've been working. I could have quite the little nest egg, especially when I wasn't paying rent, or especially when I didn't have a car on finance, or especially when, I don't know. Yeah, any number of things that, you know, you accumulate over the years that you can't do now.
Definitely.
Because it's like, renting and saving a deposit for a home at the same time seems impossible, and it really is very, very hard. Whereas if you know, put a little bit away.
No, you're like, we don't regret it, but I kind of regret it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we might have achieved our goals sooner, or we might be better off, but it's not to say that we wish we'd done it differently, because we wouldn't know what we know now. We wouldn't have learned that.
I mean, you might have been one of those lucky people who learned from other people's mistakes or just journeys, but you learn the lesson eventually anyway, right? That's what's happened. That's what's happened.
This is more a sooner rather than later video. We're trying to at least just voice these things so that if you haven't thought about them, that you start thinking about them. Not to interfere with your plans for yourself or what you're already doing, because if it suits you, it suits you. But if this helps you to just look at things a bit differently, then we've done something good. That's right.
So I think the takeaway from that for me with the budgeting is budget.
What does that entail exactly? That's like a word and a thing at the same time.
Yeah, look, I mean, when you're younger, especially, and you don't have a lot of bills to pay, budgeting is like more so, you know, just working out where your money's going to go, basically, where you're going to put your money and spend your money. Are you going to save some of it? How much are you going to save? What's your goal? And then working out, okay, the rest of it's spending money because I don't have any bills to pay. Where are you going to spend it? Why are you going to spend it there? What else could you be spending it on? Just thinking a bit more outside of
immediate satisfaction.
Yeah, exactly. So just sort of think slightly more in the future rather than this instant like, oh, I can have this dinner or I can buy this top. But in the future, in the near future, what else could that actually have been instead of that takeaway or that top, you know? Could mean the difference between owning a house or renting, like, you know? So just things like that I wish I had sort of put more effort and thought into when I was spending my money.
Yeah, for sure. And also debt as well. Like when we spend and we just want to spend more because we kind of get a little bit addicted to that instant gratification, and it's like, and the things that you want are more and more expensive, like the things that you,
sorry Wesley. He's going like this, he's going, just spend the money. Wesley.
Oh, he's so cute. Yeah, soon I guess it becomes you're either spending more money or you're earning more money, which means that you then live within those means. Or the things you want are more and more expensive because shopping at a certain place just isn't cutting it anymore, or you want to feel more successful or whatever it is. So then you think, oh yeah, and you know, taking out a low rate credit card's not gonna hurt, and then suddenly you're 5 grand in debt, 10 grand in debt, and then you're paying that off instead of spending your money on things that you used to enjoy spending your money on, and you're not saving. So don't get credit cards.
Don't do it.
That's a good tip. That is a regret. That is a solid regret. Do not get credit cards. They are like, feel like free money. You're scanning, like doing your pay wave. You're not handing over any cash.
Oh, don't do it.
You really do pay for it later. Even if you're smart enough to not gain any interest by paying it back on time or paying what they're asking.
Oh, sorry about that.
It's still such a trap.
Yeah, don't do it.
Simpatico. Do you have any, were you given any budgeting strategies at all when you were growing up? Or
just the number one thing was everyone would keep telling me is just save. Just make sure you put a little bit each week away out of your paycheck. And I never did. That's like the simplest thing ever. I mean, if you earn $20, put $5 away. If you earn $50, put $20 away, or even $5 away, just literally anything. And I just didn't listen, and that is a huge regret because I think back, I've been working since I was 13 years old. 13 years old I started working at Hungry Jack's, and I honestly, if I had saved $5 a week since I was 13, could you imagine?
That's another tip too, don't touch your savings.
If you've
managed to have a little lump sum somehow and you think, oh, I could have something with that, don't do it. Let it grow.
Just keep it there.
Keep it like a little plant or like a little baby, and nurture it. Feed it and sip. And then one day you'll be too scared to part with it. You'll be so attached to it.
That's so true, because what happens is, I know I just said I never save, but as an adult now I'm starting to, and what I've noticed is it gets to a certain figure. So it feels like forever. You're $5 here, $5 there, $10 here, whatever, and it just is like, ugh, nothing's happening.
Yeah, I've got $50 that I didn't have before.
Just one day you wake up and there's like, you know,
$100 in there.
And you're just like, whoa, where did that come from? And then all of a sudden, like, you get to a certain point and then it's psychologically, everything just changes. It gets to a different figure and you're like, whoa, okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm not gonna touch that, because it becomes like you're determined once it gets to this figure, it's all of a sudden you're just like, okay, now I'm determined to keep building this. This is like my baby now, and you're just like, oh, you do just wanna like nurture it. Like you said, like it's amazing when you get to that point, but it's very, very hard to have the discipline to get to that point in the first place.
And then it becomes so much easier after that point, because everything you buy, it's like, oh, that's $20. What else could I be putting that $20 towards?
Yeah, but for me, like when you get to that point that we're talking about, all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to buy that because that $20 can go to my nest egg.
Yeah, that too.
And you just like, because it literally becomes your baby. You're just like, oh my God, my precious, it's growing.
I'm gonna turn you into a house one day.
So you will get to that point, but it does take a long time and a lot of determination and discipline.
Yeah.
So yeah. What about you? Did you get any top tips from anyone?
No, I think the 2 strategies that I heard, the first one was one that I actually found out later that Angelina Jolie apparently lives by. I mean, who needs to budget when you're Angelina Jolie? But her ethos for money is that you save a third, spend a third, give a third. And obviously in the vein of like giving than you receive later, it's like an attraction thing. Like the more you give, the more charitable you are, then the more money you attract to yourself. So that was a little bit out of my mindset in those days, obviously, but I kind of am more aware of that kind of now. So it was save a third, spend a third, give a third.
Yeah.
And I think it kind of rang true to me a little bit because, you know, you're enjoying your money and you're being responsible with your money and you're being generous with your money.
Yeah.
So I liked it, but especially not earning a lot and probably being a little bit selfish and just being a young adult wanting to just have what I wanted to have.
Yeah.
It didn't suit me. That kind of strategy for money didn't suit me. And then the other one that I heard was, it was something like if you have $50 for the last 10 days or something, then, you know, you divide it by 10 and that's how much you can spend per day. And then obviously you get to 7 days and you divide it by 7 and then that's how much you can spend per day. And I kind of liked it because it showed how much you had left each day before you got paid again. But I didn't like, well, I probably didn't mind back then, but looking back on it, I don't like how the amount that you have for the days to be spent. You kind of get it into your mind, it's like, oh, I've got $10 per day left, I'm going to spend $10 today, because then you've spent all your money that you have left over the time that you have left, if that makes sense, rather than maybe getting it into your mind that that's money you could save. Or if I don't spend any money today, it means that I have $20 tomorrow instead of 10, and then try to build up over the last few days. So I think that's it for finance and budgeting. I mean, I will add that now I'm so strict with my money, it's not even funny. I have a spreadsheet, I know where every single dollar, every cent, I know where it's going.
That's so good.
I know how much I have before the next time I'm paid. I get paid very sporadically. I get paid over like different time. I don't get everything in a month or everything fortnightly or everything weekly. It's all kind of, and that's very tricky to budget when you're not having a lump sum and spreading it out over a month or a couple of weeks. So a spreadsheet, if you can get your hand on an Excel program and sort yourself out a little spreadsheet, or even just a manual one where you're like noting down what you're spending every day and putting it in columns. It doesn't have to be tech, it can be a handwritten thing. But that's really helped me recently to just know where my money's going, and it's helped again to be like, do I really need this? Because it means I can actually see the money diminishing if I purchase something. And then I kind of get excited at the end of the day to go, oh, I spent $30 on groceries today, I'm going to put that in my spreadsheet and see what else is happening. So I think the more attention you spend to money, on money, I mean, the more exciting and fun it can be, even if you don't have a lot. It can just be another hobby or interest where, and the more attached you become to your money, the better it is. Not in a materialistic way, but just in that you care about it. You don't take it for granted. Because I got into a trap for years and years. I just didn't care about money, didn't care about materialistic things, and because I didn't care, I wasn't conscious of what I was doing with it. It's like, oh yeah, I don't care about money, I'll get money back. It'll come, it'll go, whatever. But, you know, not caring about materialistic things is one thing, but you need to care about your money. You absolutely need to care about your money. That's what I've learned after 15 years of work.
Wow.
Something a bit more light-hearted and fun now, maybe. Do you want to talk beauty?
Beauty.
Natural, youthful beauty that we took for granted. No.
I don't know about you, but I never had that.
But this is the most stupid thing I've ever heard you say. Beauty.
Beauty. He's like, Okay, so beauty. What do you wish you knew about skincare and beauty?
I wish that I knew about beauty and skincare when I was younger to use age-appropriate products.
That's a good one.
And nothing too harsh. because I was guilty of using things that were really astringent and would just over dry my skin and produce more breakouts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say something really contradictory right now, is that I never really had like bad acne or really bad skin when I was in my teens and early 20s. It's like now after having a child that I start to get pimples. Like I thought I could be over that and then have clear skin when I'm older, but no, I get pimples now.
It's funny, I'm the opposite. I'm completely the opposite. Yeah, I had it bad.
Yeah.
I think that's why this topic is so hot for me, because when I was a teenager, oh my God, I had like the hormone pimples, you know, all over your forehead. Like I literally had like little bumps like all over my forehead. It was so bad. I didn't realize. So some things, number one, don't go to sleep with makeup on. Like I know that that's kind of common knowledge these days, but when I was younger, that was not common knowledge.
Or you take it for granted. You're like, what's one night gonna hurt? And
it hurts.
Because you've done it once, you'll do it again.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing happened. I slept in my makeup, nothing happened. Yeah, not yet.
And
but
also,
it's all under the surface, creating those tiny little wrinkles. Even if you don't wake up broken out in pimples, fine.
Yeah, it's all
but
building.
It's building to premature aging. That's the thing you got to be worried about. And sunscreen. Wear sunscreen.
Yes.
Wear sunscreen.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're silly and greasy.
Yeah,
there's so many beautiful.
To be honest,
sunscreen.
Who doesn't want a dewy glow these days anyway? Like that's the new in thing, like a dewy glow. And so just wear sunscreen.
So many beautiful sunscreens come a long way since.
The only thing is, I wear a facial moisturizer every day now, and it's an SPF one, and it's so funny because when I take off my makeup, my face is like from here up. And I do sometimes put it down onto my chest and my neck like you're supposed to, but I don't always. I usually just do my neck and my face as like religiously. And so when I take off all my makeup, it's like white and tan.
That's a good sign. It means you're protecting your precious face skin.
The rest of me can age. No, but it works. It's really good. I noticed that my skin is a lot softer than compared to like the parts that are exposed to the sun. So it makes a difference.
Absolutely. You just have to compare your face to your hands sometimes. Because we don't take good care of the tops of our hands, then they will give away our age no matter how
and elbows. I think elbows
and neck. That's why you need
so
to
basically everywhere. No,
no. There's telltale signs. Feet, hands, neck. They're dead giveaways for age. You can have Botox and look 18. You can have old haggardy hands. Here's a tip: when you put your night cream on, put it on the tops of your feet and your hands and your neck, because
see, I moisturize my hands like absolute crazy. Anytime I wash my hands, I moisturize them every single time because I don't like my hands to dry out.
Yeah.
And well, you tell me. No, I'm kidding.
I was like, where are you going with this? Oh, Shantae.
It's not that funny.
See for yourself. It is that funny.
Yeah, so moisturize your face.
Yeah, moisturize your face.
And that's what I was saying. So yeah, take your makeup off every night. Moisturize, whether you use a night cream or a day cream. Look, I honestly, when you're younger, I don't think it honestly matters. If you're using something that's really for your age and your skin type, if you've got dry skin or oily skin, don't get caught up in what other people are using, because I was always like, oh my god, she's so pretty, I want what she's using. But be careful, because it might not work for you. So and
it won't make you look like that person. Like,
that's
the
true
best
too.
The best that you're going to get from that is that your skin might be the same.
Yes.
But you're not going to look like them.
No.
And it seems so obvious, like such a dumb thing to say, but that's what goes through our minds. We're like, oh my god, I love Miranda Kerr, or oh my goodness, I love Nicole Kidman, or whoever it is that's promoting a certain product. I mean, even fragrance on a lesser scale, you're like, I love the actress that's promoting that fragrance. I bet she
I'm a sucker
smells
for
like that.
Literally, if Miranda Kerr's selling it, I will buy it. I'm so guilty for that. And I know that it is marketing and branding, but I don't care. Okay, she's gorgeous. So I'm just holding Wesley's hand at the moment because he's very cute and he wants to hold Mummy's hand. Oh, I love you too. Oh, look at that wet hand.
Oh yeah, show that to the camera.
Oh, it's not going to pick it up.
Maybe the youthfulness will rub off on your skin.
Give me your youth. No.
Breathing in the youth.
Oh yes, don't be afraid to ask for testers.
Yeah.
So go into a store that are usually pretty helpful with that sort of thing. You know, bigger department stores that stock those kind of products, they're usually pretty good if they have like counters. In Adelaide, it's like Myer, David Jones, those sort of places. Mac do it. I know that they'll, you know, help you with some samples if you're not sure, and you don't want to waste your money. The
You
amount
want
of
to be
times,
sure first.
yeah, exactly. I mean, I've been to Mac a few times and I've been like, I want a nice foundation, but I don't want to waste my money on color, and they'll put it on me, and then I'll just be like, but you know, at the same time, like, you know, it looks great on me, but I want to play around with it. I want to see what it's like when I apply it at home. So they'll always give you a sample if you ask for one, and then, you know, go back again if it's not right. Go and say, this wasn't quite right, or it was okay, but I want to try this, and then do that, and then eventually you'll find the right product and you'll be an ongoing customer. So there's no reason why they shouldn't help you and give you samples until you find the right product.
Yeah.
Hashtag mum life. Oh.
Cutie mum life.
Yeah, look at you in your little onesie.
I think what I was saying earlier as well about the age-appropriate skincare and how I was guilty of stripping my skin of its natural oils and then putting a way too heavy moisturizer on top.
Yeah.
Like something that was more geared towards anti-aging.
Yeah.
Which really wasn't necessary for
Okay, we've adjusted the camera slightly because I'm feeding Wezzy.
just in case you missed that bit from
Age appropriate skincare.
Yeah, age appropriate skincare. So yeah, I was very guilty of stripping my face of its natural oils and then using a happy boy. It's like, I get everything I want and I'm happy about it. Yes, and then using something that was just too geared towards anti-aging, so it's way too heavy, way too oily, thinking that it would moisturize my skin, but all it really did was produce more oil. So like I was saying earlier, I didn't really have problem skin such as like breakouts or acne or a lot of pimples, but I've always suffered with a lot of blackheads on my T-zone, which I can just never ever get rid of.
Yeah.
And I think that those early days of really just like taking all the natural oil out of my skin was the real beginning of that. If I'd used something a little bit more gentle, then yeah, my skin might be completely different now than it's turned out to be.
I think investing in good quality products. Don't just settle for, like, it's worth investing. I'm trying to find the wording for this because I don't want to say like go out and spend a lot of money. I just think it's worth investing in decent quality. I have noticed the difference since using, you know, I know going back to like spending money and things like that, but I think investing in a good quality product is worth it.
Yeah, especially if you've tested it first.
Yeah, exactly.
Take home a sample, use it for a good few weeks. They last a really long time, and good quality products, you only need the tiniest amount.
I'm now sitting very close to the camera because I have to hold the tripod because Leslie's trying to climb all over it. And good quality makeup. I definitely can tell the difference between really cheap makeup, like $2 makeup, compared to like MAC or Estee Lauder or Clinique, things like that. You can definitely tell the difference. Having said that though, there's nothing wrong with buying the cheaper makeup, but just don't use it all the time because it's not good for your skin.
Yeah, very good advice. And better yet, embrace your natural beauty while you don't have to wear makeup.
Yes.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Invest in having lovely brows and lovely skin, and go makeup free for as long as you can, because soon when you actually need makeup, makeup won't make you look more youthful. It won't. If anything, when you're older, it just enhances your lines.
It can do, if you're not wearing the right product.
So look after your skin so that when you do need to wear makeup, you got a flawless base and you look younger for longer. Yes, a good tip.
The camera's getting a bit rocky because of this little guy.
It's like going to IMAX.
Do you feel like you're part of the experience?
Put on your 3D glasses, we're about to go for a wild ride. And the last thing that you wanted to touch on was comparing yourself to others. I think we touched on it a little bit already, as far as like when maybe buying a product because someone you admire is selling it. That's kind of a comparison thing.
It is, but I personally was referring more to career-wise, now that I'm older, I'm still finding, I'm very guilty of it, that I get put off of pursuing my dreams or things that I want to do because I'm scared that I'm not going to be good enough. Because you look at people who are already doing what you want to do and they're amazing, and you're just like, I will never be, like, what's the point? Like, why should I even try? Because they're just too good. I can't compete with that. You know, and also just thinking, like, what do I have to offer that, you know,
hasn't already been done?
Exactly.
That's a big thing that's really apt for Instagram and YouTube especially. It's like coming up with a unique and original idea these days is so tough.
So I think it's more about embracing your own personal style. Just embrace it.
And doing it your way. Yes,
I mean, like,
something's been done before, but you'll be doing it your way. And simply just being you doing it is different enough. That's what we've always kind of heard and held on to a little bit.
So that's what kind of gave us the push to start YouTube, was
that advice.
Just the, you know, we are different. We can bring our individuality to what has already been done 1,000 times or 1,000,000 times even. And, you know, just because somebody else has done it doesn't mean you won't enjoy watching us do it either. And that's the kind of mentality we want to encourage everyone else to think as well. Like, just because somebody else has done it doesn't mean you can't do it. And also appreciating the other people who have already done it. So like, you know, the people we follow on Instagram, the mums, the, you know, the athletes, anyone that we follow on Instagram, you know, just enjoy them for who they are. Like, don't
try to be like them. Don't try to wish them non-success because you're not succeeding.
Yeah, don't wish anyone non-success because you're not succeeding or because you're scared you won't. Or don't even have angst towards somebody like, oh, I'm so jealous that they are earning that, or I'm so jealous that they can do that, or like, oh, like,
turn it into admiration and a goal. Don't be jealous and sit there judging yourself or wishing them.
If you want to do what somebody else is already doing on Instagram, that's fine. Like, imagery is the best
form of flattery.
Thank you. Yes, it was Wesley going on. I'm like,
I know, he's having his own little talk show down there.
Yes, so definitely don't be afraid to even go for it. You know, just make it your own though. Put your own little twist on it, and don't be just admire people and appreciate what other people
look up to them and use them as role models.
Yeah, reach out to them. That's what social media is about, being social. If you see someone on Instagram, reach out to them and say, I really love what you're doing. I want to do what you're doing, or I'm doing what you're doing. Check my page out. Like, I'd love some advice or tips. You know, be social. That's what social media is all about. But just don't get scared and don't get jealous, and, you know, just appreciate those people that are, because if anything, they're just inspiring you. Because clearly you want to do it, because you're looking at it like this. I'm saying this as in you, as in me. Like, I'm like
speaking from your own,
from my own personal experiences in the past. Like, I've been like, clearly you're inspired by these people because you're looking at it and you're getting a little bit like disheartened because you want to do it and you can't. Well, you think that you can't because they're so amazing. But really it's like, hang on, they're so amazing. They're inspiring me. Like, you know, like use that, harness that, because it's, you know, there's no reason why you shouldn't and can't do what they're already doing. And that's what I mean about comparison. Like, don't let it get you down. Don't let it discourage you from doing anything that you want to do.
Yeah. And I think that self-awareness as well really makes the difference between you being successful at what you love to do, even though someone you look up to is doing it as well. Yeah. Because the flip side of that is that you become a hater. Yeah. And you become a troll.
And it's like, don't want to do that.
There's just so much, you know, you talk bad about other people to make yourself feel better. There's a fine line between those two. Like, you have to be really aware, like, why don't I like this, or why am I intimidated by this, or why is this making me jealous? Yeah. And go, oh, that's because I wish I could do it too. Yeah. And do it. Yeah. Or acknowledge it and move on to do something else. Yeah. Don't let it get to that point where you start to become, you know, spreading negativity because you're feeling
there's just no need for it, you know. And I say this to everyone, you have the capability of being amazing. And I say that to myself. I try and tell that to myself, because I definitely am guilty of forgetting that. And it's so easy to, you know, get discouraged with anybody in your life as well. All it takes is one person to say, why would you want to do that, or why, how, you know, like, what's the point of that? You know, and then that's it. Then you're done. You don't want to do it anymore. You're thinking, oh, I'm terrible, I'm nothing like that person that I've seen on Instagram, or whatever the case may be. just take that away, you know, just be confident, be happy, and, you know, appreciate yourself.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I'll tell that to myself all the time. I'll continue to do that because even though I'm aware of it now, I still have my days where I'm just like,
and everyone does.
Self-doubt is, you know, it's a battle we all have.
Yeah. It's a constant thing that you do need to remind yourself, and sometimes it's easier to remind yourself because you're having wins here and there and you're being complimented or you're feeling encouraged.
Wesley's like, yes,
easy
you're
then.
amazing.
Yeah, he's encouraging us right now. And it's very, very easy to go through a streak of feeling down or feeling worthless or feeling like you're not achieving anything, or you're putting all the work out there and nothing's happening.
Yeah.
That's when it really takes the tough, you know, establishing a habit and giving yourself the affection and attention and love that you need.
Yeah,
Give it to
absolutely.
yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All right, well, I think that's everything for this video. If we come up with any more, if there's anything we come across that we think will be helpful, of course we'll make another video.
We'll add a part 3 maybe.
Yeah, down the track, yeah.
And we'd love to hear from you guys if anything's been helpful, and if you had any questions that you wanted to know what our experience is on it.
Yes.
We'll gladly give it to you. So if we don't see you in part 3, we'll see you here for one of our other videos. And
yeah,
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.
Okay, bye.